Hi, good morning, my dear friends. Today we will start with a new heading, that is fatty acid. In our previous classes, we have learned about the lipid, among that definition of lipid, broad classification of lipid. We are look, and today we will start with one more subheading, that is fatty acid. Okay. Fatty acids are the building blocks for the lipids or fats. Then how will we define the term fatty acids? Fatty acids are the mixture of carboxylic acid and hydrocarbon side chain. There is a mixture of carboxylic acid and hydrocarbon side chain. We will be call it as a fatty acids. And these fatty acids are the simplest form of lipids. These are simplest form of lipids, and it will be having three main types of fatty acids based on the origin, based on the number of carbon present in fatty acid, and third one based on the saturation, double bond present or not. Broadly, we will be classify these three types of fatty acids. Okay. Based on the origin, again we can be classify this fatty acid as a animal origin fatty acid and plant origin fatty acids. If the fatty acids we are getting from the animal sources, whatever in the form of ghee, in the form of triglycerides, whatever we are getting from the animal sources, that will be called it as a animal origin fatty acids. Whatever the fats or oils we are getting from the plant sources, oily seeds and oil from the seeds, and plant origin some oils, these are the part of plant origin fatty acids. And second one, based on the number of carbon present in a fatty acid, again we can be classified these number of carbon atom as a even carbon fatty acid and odd carbon fatty acid. In a even carbon fatty acid, carbon numbers are equal in number, equal in nature or even in number. Example for this even carbon fatty acid is palmitic acid. And odd carbon fatty acid, here carbon number is odd in nature, and example for this is propionic acid. Propionic acid, this is our number of carbon atom belongs to fatty acids. And third one, saturation, based on the double bond present or not. Again we can be classified this as a saturated fatty acid and unsaturated fatty acids. In a saturated fatty acids, there is no double bond between the carbon atoms. There is no presence of double bond between the carbon atoms. That type of fatty acid we will be call it as a saturated fatty acid. Example for this is acetic acid. Acetic acid is an example. Then next one is a unsaturated fatty acid. Here one or more double bond is present in between the carbon atom. That's why we will be call it as a unsaturated fatty acids. Example for this is oleic acid. And if the double bond between the carbon atom is being 1, that will be call it as a mono unsaturated fatty acids. And if the double bond is more than 2, we will be call it as a poly unsaturated fatty acids. That simply or short form we will call it as a pupa containing unsaturated fatty acids. Whatever the edible oil we are going to consuming, that is reach to the pupa only. And one more interesting point is here, all the saturated fatty acids are usually trans fat. Those are bad for the health. And whatever the unsaturated fatty acids we are going to consuming, that is good for the health, even though good for the cardiac functioning, less formation of atherosclerosis. Okay. This is how the types of fatty acids based on the origin, based on the number of carbon, and last one number of saturation, double bond present of oxygen. Okay, this is our fatty acids. Next, one more point, that is essential fatty acids. Why will we call it as an essential fatty acid? Means these types of fatty acids cannot be synthesized within our body. That's why must and should we have to consume through external sources in the form of dietary fat. That's why we will be called it as the essential fatty acids. What are those essential fatty acids mean? Mainly three essential fatty acids. Usually those are being with the polyunsaturated in nature, pupa in nature. First one is the linoleic acid. First essential fatty acid, linoleic acid. Second one, linolenic acid. Last, third one, arachidonic acid. These are the three main important essential fatty acids we have to consume through external sources in the form of dietary oil or dietary fat. And next one is, what are the functions carried out by this essential fatty acids? Means those will be performing some vital functions. For example, transportation of cholesterol from liver to periphery or periphery to liver, and formation of cell membrane structure and integrity. Cell plasma membrane integrity and structure can be maintained by these essential fatty acids, and prevention of fatty liver. These essential fatty acids will be prevent the excessive deposition of fat in the liver. By this it will be prevent the fatty liver. And also for the synthesis of lipoproteins. Lipoproteins, which are those means HDL, LDL, VLDL and chylomicrons. These are the lipoproteins. Those will be get the benefit of essential fatty acids for their function. And one more thing, these essential fatty acids are very important for the formation of some biological compound like acetoinoids formation. These are the functions carried out by essential fatty acids. And next one, deficiency of fatty acids. These essential fatty acids. If the deficiency of these essential fatty acids means it can be called rhinoderma or toad skin. When you are not getting external sources of this essential fatty acid in the form of diet or food, that time in a prolonged duration, if you are not getting these essential fatty acids, you can be develop a clinical symptoms or a condition like rhinoderma or toad skin. What are the characteristic feature of this rhinoderma or toad skin means? The posterior and lateral aspect of body will be having a horny eruption. Skin will be being with a rough in nature. It is the first clinical features. And second one, wound healing is delay in wound healing. And third one, there is a chance of hair loss. These three main characteristics present with the rhinoderma or toad skin in case of deficiency of essential fatty acids. Okay, last one point, that is rancidity. What do you mean by rancidity? Means it is a deterioration of fats or oil resulting in unpleasant smell or taste. There is a deterioration of fat or oil resulting in the formation of unpleasant smell or taste. Oil nature, good oil nature is going to become lost. Whatever the oil we are consuming, we are keeping in the home, that will be become bad taste and bad smell. That process will be called as the rancidity. There are two types of rancidity: oxidative rancidity and hydrolytic rancidity. In oxidative rancidity, whatever the oil kept open in air, that is react with the atmospheric oxygen and become as a rancid. It is an oxidative rancidity. And next one, hydrolytic rancidity. By the action of bacterial enzymes, whatever the oils we are keeping in the house is going to become rancid or lost its original nature. That we will call it as a hydrolytic rancidity. And one more thing, this rancid oil is usually harmful to human consumption. We are not consuming rancid oil or foods. It will be bad for the human health. Okay. Okay. This is overall about today class. One more time will be briefly discussed here. Fatty acids. These are the mixture of carboxylic acid plus hydrocarbon side chain. Types of these fatty acids based on the origin, based on the number of carbon, and based on the saturation. Based on the origin, animal origin, plant origin. Based on the number of carbon, even carbon fatty acid, odd carbon fatty acid. Saturation, saturated fatty acid, unsaturated fatty acid. Next one is essential fatty acid. There are three main essential fatty acids: linoleic acid, linolenic acid, arachidonic acid. Next, functions of essential fatty acids. Deficiency of essential fatty acids leads to rhinoderma or toad skin. Last one more term, that is rancidity. There is a deterioration of oil or fat, leads to unpleasant smell and taste. By this, we will be complete today class. In upcoming class, we will be start with the sources, RDA and functions of lipids. Thank you.